Lung channel. Diagnosis. Lung Qi deficiency. Slight shortness of breath, slight cough, weak voice, spontaneous daytime sweating, dislike of speaking, bright pale complexion, propensity to catch colds, tiredness, dislike of cold, pale tongue, empty pulse. Lung Yin deficiency. Dry cough, cough with scanty sticky sputum, weak or hoarse voice, dry mouth, dry throat, tickly throat, tiredness, dislike of speaking, thin body or thin chest, night sweats, normal colored tongue, dry without coating, or with rootless coating, floating empty pulse. Lung dryness. Dry cough, dry skin, dry throat, dry mouth, thirst, hoarse voice, dry tongue, empty pulse. Invasion of lung by wind, cold. Aversion to cold, fever, cough, itchy throat, slight breathlessness, stuffy or runny nose with clear watery discharge, sneezing, occipital headache, body aches, thin white tongue coating, floating, tight pulse. Invasion of lung by wind, heat. Aversion to cold, fever, cough, sore throat, stuffy or runny nose with yellow discharge, headache, body aches, slight sweating, slight thirst, swollen tonsils, tongue slightly red on the sides or in the chest area or in the front part, floating rapid pulse. Invasion of lung by wind, water. Sudden swelling of the eyes and face, gradually spreading to the whole body. Bright shiny complexion, scanty and pale urination, aversion to wind, fever, cough, slight breathlessness, sticky white tongue coating, floating and slippery pulse. Lung heat. Cough, slight breathlessness, feeling of heat, chest ache, flaring of nostrils, thirst, red face, red tongue with yellow coating, overflowing and rapid pulse. Damp phlegm in the lung. Chronic cough coming in bouts, with profuse sticky sputum that is easy to expectorate. Pasty white complexion. A feeling of oppression in the chest, phlegm in the throat, shortness of breath, dislike of laying down, wheezing, nausea, a feeling of heaviness and dizziness in the head. Swollen tongue with a sticky white coating, slippery or soggy pulse. Cold phlegm in the lung. Cough with expectoration of watery sputum, aggravated by exposure to cold, feeling cold, cold hands, phlegm in the throat, dizziness, a feeling of oppression in the chest, feeling cold in the chest, a feeling of heaviness and dizziness in the head. Swollen and wet tongue, with a sticky white coating, slippery and slow pulse. Phlegm heat in the lung. Barking cough with profuse sticky yellow or green sputum. Shortness of breath, wheezing, a feeling of oppression in the chest, phlegm in the throat, a feeling of heat, thirst, insomnia, agitation, a feeling of heaviness and dizziness in the head. Red swollen tongue with a sticky yellow coating, slippery, rapid pulse. Dry phlegm in the lung. Dry cough with occasional and difficult to expectorate scanty sputum. Shortness of breath, feeling of oppression in the chest, scanty phlegm in the throat, a feeling of heaviness and dizziness in the head. dry throat, wheezing, pasty, dry complexion, swollen tongue with dry, sticky coating, fine, slippery pulse. Phlegm fluids in the lung. Cough with expectoration of white, watery sputum, breathlessness, splashing sound in the chest, vomiting of white, watery, frothy sputum, a feeling of oppression in the chest, a feeling of heaviness and dizziness in the head, a feeling of cold, coughing that may be elicited by a scare, pale tongue with thick, sticky white coating, fine and slippery or soggy or wiry pulse. Heart and lung deficiency. Slight shortness of breath, slight cough, weak voice, dislike of speaking, bright white complexion, propensity to catch colds, tiredness, palpitations, shortness of breath on exertion, depression, spontaneous sweating, sighing, pale tongue, empty pulse.